Zach Polanski is a self-hating homosexual Jew. He just needs to figure his own head out. Don't worry about the nation, brother. You just need to get right with the fact that you're a Jew. It's homosexual. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly okay. Biggest issue that you've got is your own party is anti-Semite. You want to be the leader of an anti-Jew party as a homosexual Jew. Life's a fucking Fruit Loop. A mentally ill man in a dress telling your kids to free Palestine in a storybook-telling environment? Oh, this is fucking cuckoo. I'm generally lost for words. I don't even know what to say about this. This is absolutely fucking mental.
Who decided that LGBT was going to be a massive campaign in schools and that children would be told routinely that it's okay to be trans, that some people are born in the wrong body? Well, the answer to that can only be these political lobby groups. Stonewall is the most famous example of a gay, supposedly gay, LGBT campaigning group that we know now has been actively consulting with civil servants and with politicians. We're now seeing more and more materials that are being directly targeted in the name of LGBTQIA+ equality, with children learning that they can be anything under the rainbow they want to be. And they're also promoting other things which are very controversial, such as sexual practices that perhaps are not appropriate to be taught at certain ages.
I mean, what she's discussing there is LGBT and predominantly trans material are being pushed towards the children, and sexual practices. I assume that she's talking about buggery. At what age is it okay to start introducing these things to children? Do children really need to learn these sort of things? As we explore these videos further, we'll start looking into this and seeing what exactly the teacher unions are up to and these politicians that push these agendas onto your children without your knowledge, without your say-so. Let's watch the next video by the BBC.
You're Prince Henry. You're going to tell Thomas White it's a brilliant idea for him to marry you.
6-year-olds and a fairy tale about a prince that wants to marry his servant. So let's just get this straight. Your 6-year-old child will not have a gender uniform. They will all have a non-binary uniform. And teachers, as a lesson, will get your 6-year-old to write a homosexual love letter pretending that you're a prince that wants to marry or have a relationship with his male servant. And this is okay? This is acceptable? Is this something that you as a parent want for your children? I think it's fair to say at this point they're just going too far. Something needs to change.
Drag queens should not...
Chill, Nigel. I haven't fucking pushed play yet. Just relax yourself, son.
Drag queens should not be going into playgroups and nursery schools and primary schools and indoctrinating and confusing young kids about sexuality. But what makes this video even worse, and this comes from Amherst in Massachusetts, is overt political shout free Palestine messages as well. This whole thing is sick. It is wrong on every single level. This should not be allowed. Any school or playgroup that allows this, frankly, ought to be closed down. Tell me what you think when you've seen the video.
Today what we're going to do is we're going to shout, "Free Palestine." Can I hear that? Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout, "Free Palestine!" If you're a drag queen and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a drag queen and you know it, shout, "Free Palestine!" Excellent.
I outrightly draw the fucking line here. This is ridiculous. A mentally ill man in a dress telling your kids to free Palestine in a storybook-telling environment? Oh, this is fucking cuckoo. I'm generally lost for words. I don't even know what to say about this. This is absolutely fucking mental. As a father with 3 daughters, I fear this sort of nonsense in the schools. But the thing is, it's happening. I think one of the key points that I really want to get clear here is when it comes to human rights, when it comes to equality, I appreciate people should not be discriminated, and they shouldn't be discriminated, but protecting the children comes first. If you are suffering from a mental illness, you cannot be around the kids. It really is that simple. I mean, what more can we say? Us as parents, we have to put the children first. Us as a community and us as a country, using our political might, we need to put the kids first and protect them. Here we have a clip by Talk TV who are just going into the finer details of why and how LGBT movement is creeping into schools, how it's going to affect the kids, and highlighting how corrupt the whole situation is so that you parents are aware.
Because it is the National Education Union's conference down there in that lovely seaside resort. Now, the leader of the National Education Union is a teacher. If you look up his Wikipedia, it just says teacher. The thing is, his name is Daniel Kabidi, and he's a Marxist, and he's devoting this conference, weirdly, not to workers' rights, not to teachers' rights, but to opposing racism, fascism, and stopping Reform UK forming the next government.
So what he's talking about here, for anyone who doesn't really understand, there are many unions across the country. Unite the Union, which supports immigration, even though it's designed for workers' rights and to protect workers' pay, that's probably one of the least things they actually do. And in this situation, they're talking about the teachers' union. This is a union that the teachers pay into to fight for their wages. But instead of doing that, it's been hijacked by communist ideas, and these communist ideas are growing using LGBTQ. Nobody likes communism. Not really. That's why they're not trying to sell you communism. It's a Marxist movement, but they're not trying to sell you on the communism. Instead, they're pushing the LGBTQ first, and then they're riding on the back of it. It's not their job. We're not paying tax to send our kids to school to have them left-wing radicalised. It's not what I agree to. It's not what you agree to. Why is it happening?
With me is journalist Ellie Hodges. She got hold of the itinerary of this conference. And Ellie, she's in the studio. Thank you for joining us, Ellie. It's extremely political and nothing to do with workers' rights. What's going on?
And that's the problem as well. Some people are commenting on this, just saying, oh, but unions have always been political. And yes, fine, they have been. But I think the problem here is that the whole entire conference is basically just about how they're going to stop reform in the next general election. They had Zach Polanski speaking. They've devoted the whole entire conference just to political messaging, and that's where the problem is. And I think that parents have a right to know what's going on at these conferences because it's their kids' teachers that will be going.
This is what these teachers are being assailed with. This is the National Education Union run by a Marxist, Daniel Kabidi. He's a teacher, and this is what the pamphlet, the booklet that goes with the conference states. Reaffirm, this is the mission statement of this conference, to reaffirm the union's opposition to all forms of racism, fascism and far-right extremism. Oh, well done. Well done. Also, including the divisive politics promoted by Reform UK. And then the trade union movement must throw its full weight behind stopping a Reform UK government. Well, you're right, Ellie. That is traditional union territory. They always oppose Tories, they always oppose right-wing people, and this guy Kabidi has called Nigel Farage a Toy Town Trump who must be stopped. But you're right. You know, what's Zach Polanski doing there? What is his purpose there? And these are teachers who are teaching our kids.
Exactly.
I would suggest they're being brainwashed.
Yep.
These teachers are being brainwashed.
And today they've even voted through that they will be going back to their schools, back to their classrooms and teaching about Reform UK in a negative way. And I just think it looks like that they are obsessed with them, and clearly they are. And I don't actually think that we should generalise all teachers being for this, because I can just imagine that if you're a trainee teacher, for example, and you just got your qualification and you come into the world of teaching and you go to these conferences and you disagree, I think a lot of people would just shut up and get on with it and just pretend, because sometimes it is much easier. But that's a massive issue, that teachers don't feel like they can actually have a political opinion.
Not a massive issue just for teachers, it's a massive issue for everyone. A lot of people find it easy. Just shut the fuck up and pretend. Be quiet. Don't rattle the cage. Don't have an opinion. And if your opinion's slightly wrong, don't ever say that again. Cowardness is become a virus which is affecting Britain. It's affecting Europe. It's affecting the whole world. I don't know why. I don't know when we became so cowardly. I speak to so many people that outright agree. They agree with this. They agree with that. I say, are you going to speak up? Are you going to raise a point? Are you going to have a voice? And it's like, oh no, I wouldn't say anything about it. I agree with it, but I wouldn't say out loud I agree with it. You can't force these people. It's up to each individual when they draw the line and when they decide enough's enough. But yeah, it's not just teachers. The whole fucking world's cowardly.
Unless it fits a certain box.
A lot of them happily go along with sort of left-wing wokery. And you're right. I mean, these teachers, figure this out, folks. These teachers are being sent away from this conference back to their classrooms around the country, maybe teaching your kids, having been told by their union that the only important stuff is to teach kids about the awfulness of racism, fascism, far-right extremism, and worse than all of those things, Reform UK and Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage has hit back at Mr. Kabidi. He said that Reform UK would sweep away politicised classrooms if he became Prime Minister, and said of Daniel Kabidi, the National Education Union should focus on the day job of teaching instead of trying to indoctrinate children. Daniel Kabidi is an open Marxist and shouldn't be anywhere near our education system. Change is coming for the NEU. A reform government will introduce it.
I agree, 100% agree. What that man is doing, not only should he not be near children, that's child abuse. He should be made to stand for that crime, 100%. He should be made to stand for people that push these things into children, start pumping them full of drugs, brainwashing them, changing their gender, messing with their heads. They should be made to stand, and they should be charged and trialed.
A patriotic curriculum. No longer will teaching unions be able to politicise the classroom and talk down our country. I mean, the brainwashing of children is a problem.
And it's the language that they were using in this kind of agenda as well was, let's get organised. We've seen that Educators Against the Far Right has worked before. You can see at this conference there's fringe events with Stand Up to Racism. I had messages from lots of actually members of the NEU saying that we've been being bombarded with messages saying come to these protests. I know Samara went to the Together protest that was a combination of pro-IRGC, pro-Palestine, anti-Israel, all of them together, and the NEU were a part of that as well. So I think that this isn't just a case of a couple rowdy teachers that want to push their political opinions. This is actually something that's organised and something that they want to see be put into classrooms, this anti-reform rhetoric. But I do think that this could go two ways. Either you get some kids that might actually think this is actually getting really annoying, I'm fed up of hearing all this left-wing stuff, what is this Reform UK party about? And they might actually then start supporting reform as an act of rebellion. But then you will get some kids that obviously do listen to it and take it in.
Well, and Mr. Kabidi, Daniel Kabidi, hit back at Farage, saying Nigel Farage will be a disaster for Britain. We have a multi-millionaire dressed in tweed masquerading as a man of the people. The reality is he would cut our schools to the bone along with the NHS and other public services. This toy town Trump is not fit for number 10 Downing Street. Well, Kabidi and his mob have got every right to have their political opinions, but I'm not sure what the hell this has got to do with teaching, teachers' rights, workers' rights, which is what a union should be all about. This is just pure anti-right-wing politics, isn't it?
Exactly, and I think that it is pushing an idea of you can only be a teacher if you're left-wing, and I
think that is the rule.
I think it is the rule outwardly anyway. But this does need to stop, and I don't think this is a case of people will say, oh, but Ellie, if they were saying right-wing things, you wouldn't care. No, I do care. I just don't think that politics should be being brought into the classroom. That's it.
I would care if teachers were brainwashing little kids with right-wing politics.
Exactly.
With any politics. The business of education is to expand kids' minds so they can make up their own minds about political issues. They should not be brainwashed during their formative years, and I'm afraid we all know it. Loads of teachers do this. Oh, yeah. And it seems seems as if, folks, they'll be spewing out of this National Education Union conference happening right now until Thursday in Brighton, going back to their classrooms and telling all the kids, you know, Nigel Farage is the devil incarnate. Is that what you want for your kids? I'm not here to defend Nigel Farage. I'm just saying this should not be the stuff of the British education curriculum.
Whilst having Zach Polanski there as well.
What is Zach Polanski doing there? It's a very good question. What is Zach
Polanski is a self-hating homosexual Jew. He just needs to figure his own head out. Don't worry about the nation, brother. You just need to get right with the fact that you're a Jew. It's homosexual. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly okay. Biggest issue that you've got is your own party is anti-Semite. You want to be the leader of an anti-Jew party as a homosexual Jew. It's a fucking Fruit Loop. Put him in a jacket, lock him away.
Polanski for? I don't know. I think he's there as a warning. If you don't look after your teeth, they could end up like Zach's. Get yourself toothpaste, folks. Ellie Hodges, brilliant stuff. Journalist Ellie Hodges revealing what's going on in Brighton and the National Education Union. Let me know what you think. 03444991000.
Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed my video, a like, follow, subscription and a share would be greatly appreciated and encourage me to make more.